Hello everyone, how are you? I hope you're all doing excellent. It's currently January and it is a rare and wonderful, beautiful, warm and sunny day. It's going to be almost 80 degrees today and it is actually pretty dry, which is a bit uncomfortable, but very good for getting some painting done. And I need to tackle the interior project for the RX7. It's also a great day to enjoy some cervezas. So what I have here laid out before me are interior parts for the RX7, plastic bits. Some of them I've already repaired, and all these interior bits used to be 80s blue. Now you can see they've obviously been painted black, but I want to touch them up before I put them in because I figure it's a good time to get them a nice new covering of fresh paint. And I'm going to go ahead and give them an acetone bath and then spray these down and use this warm weather to make sure it dries nice and quickly. Also here I have some of the pieces from LRB Speed, dash vent covers here and here. So those are raw aluminum, so I'm going to clean those up and paint those as well. Alright, so these pieces are going to sit here and bake in the sun. Hopefully this one doesn't mess with them. And then despite these looking great, there are still some casualties of just being old and brittle plastic. This piece here is supposed to be the center radio surround. As you can see, it's not in very good condition. The center radio surround, as the name indicates, is a very central focus point when you're sitting in the car. So obviously needed to find another solution. So let me show you what I got. Okay, so luckily enough, we found a local guy that had he had two Vert FCs that he was parting out. And we went over, met with him and said, hey, I want to pay you one fee and take everything off the car I want, but I'm not taking the chassis because we don't have any room for it. So I went crazy on the interior, and let me show you. Not only do I have new trim pieces for the side, I've got these doors, I've got this beautiful, great condition S5 radio surround. Looks great. New center armrest console, new switches, vents, even got the factory S5 radio. And it's upside down. I wish that I could get this to work, but I don't have the harness for it. If anybody has any ideas how I could make this work, let me know, because I think it'd be really cool. And it has a CD player, so even though it's not Bluetooth, you know, which is very convenient and the way we do things now, CD quality sound is great. And if this thing is any good, that'd be cool and just be fun to get it running. But anyway, that gives me a lot of great opportunity to piece together a really nice looking interior for this old car. So let me show you what it looks like now, and then through the rest of this video, hopefully you can see it come together and look much more finished. Alright, so I've been struggling through just to get the carpets back in. I was trying to put in the plastic trim, but then realized very quickly that the carpet goes underneath in a lot of places. And I mean, it's still a little bit dirty. We have the scratched out part right here, which is unfortunate. And when I first put in this roll cage, we put a pretty quick hack job. So nothing I can do about those parts there, but it's starting to look more and more whole. So now I'm going to try and get those plastic bits on. So a little bit of bad news as I'm working with this 30-year-old plastic. Even though I painted it, it looks real nice. One of the pieces under here, as I was trying to line things up, cracked, and now I've got a new crack in it. Basically what it is right here on the back. This wasn't lining up and it was kind of bent, and when I popped in the remaining clip down there, cracked through. So it's difficult with the roll cage, and obviously it'd be much easier if I took this out, but it's not really an option. This deep in, I have to kind of wiggle it all in around it. But anyway, we'll get this one on, see if we can do it with no cracks. Alright, so this side went in a little bit easier. I actually cut off the posts that were causing problems because there's plenty of clips in there, and it's fitting in nicely, and got the carpets in. So now I'm going to put in the iconic speaker covers on the strut towers. Just wanted to show one of these was pretty cracked, so I actually went and bought a piece of ABS plastic, a nice flexible piece, because I've tried to glue it together multiple times and it didn't work. But adding this nice brace and using some plastic weld from JB Weld, it's held together nice. So now we'll go ahead and pop these on, and then we'll kind of have the iconic back hatch of the FC look. So as usual, something simple like putting these on has turned into something more complicated, hence all the tools, but I've got a great result. So basically, I have these, they're from an S5 interior. This is mostly an S5 interior, except what I have painted, so not everything fits up. So these in particular, you'll see nowhere to mount this. There's no mount here. There's no mount here. So for years I just had them sitting there. Sometimes I zip tie them down, they're all rattling. But I got an Amazon kit with a bunch of various interior clips. I'll link it in the description below. So I drilled a few holes in the thin metal, and I've got some nice looking hardware on here that looks like stock, and it matches perfectly. So I'm going to go ahead and set that one up with it now. Now it's time to try and get the roof back together. Right up here. So the challenge I'm dealing with right now is I'm trying to slide the roof liner in up here. And again, if you can see, there is basically no gap between this roll bar and the frame right there. So, I'm trying to figure out if I'm going to cut it, put it through there, but then I have to figure out where to cut it. Now over here, there's some space. Right here. So, anyway, I'm going to give that a shot and I'll let you know how it goes. Okay, so here's what I found. This is a mark from when the headliner was installed, and you can clearly see that it was rubbing through, and you can see the imprint of the roll cage right there, or the roll bar, excuse me. So I think that's my mark. So I'm going to have to cut that section out very carefully and hopefully only leave out what I need, and then I'm hoping that I can reattach it from the back so it looks nice. So get to cutting. Okay, here we go. Got a nice piece cut out. Got it there so I can hopefully reattach. Now to slide this in. Alright, the little cut worked. Right back there, doesn't look too bad. Headliner is in. Bolted up some of this stuff. There is a liner that I have that goes around here, so I'm going to throw that up and then throw the pieces right along here. You see how complete it's starting to look. Alright guys, so far everything has been working out pretty well after the few struggles we had, and let me show you what the interior looks like now. Let me show you a few things that we're going to be working on in the near future. So you can see I didn't pay full attention to the doors, and there's a reason for that. I need to get inside these doors and repair the outside door handle here, because this actually does not open the door, and I got a new one. We're going to put the vents in from the inside, replace that, and we're going to be installing some aftermarket power door locks, so stay tuned for that video. Also, up here on the dash, I need to put in vents here and vents here. I have those and they're painted, but I want to pull this out and reflock it so it matches the rest of the dash. We're going to reflock this as well. And I'm going to go ahead and try and do some repairs on this little piece here. We appreciate you watching. Please remember, like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one.